market conditions, bullish in a bull market, current bull market rank sitting right here at 25.76. That number is just continuing to climb right here. This is along with the market as high as this indicator has ever been. So we're definitely extended towards the upside, and we're sitting, momentum though, is sitting right at this, inside of this bullish buy zone, still continuing to look bullish at this point. Breadth is still not real strong. We're not seeing a lot of confirmation, which has certainly been the case. We know that. We know that NVIDIA is really pulling most of the S&P 500 higher, and we're just not getting that large base participation from other stocks, at least as of yet. That is starting to improve. If we take a look at the buy-sell ratio right here, we are seeing it tick back up to 0.74. Yesterday 0.56, and that means that these lines are coming together again, and so we're just about at equilibrium. Equilibrium would be a buy-sell ratio of 1 right there, so we're just a little bit below that currently, and bears slightly in control as far as market internals, and that's been the case now for most of the year. Sentiment reaching those upper levels 76. The high point here was 89, and so a little bit of room there towards the upside. If we look at the S&P 500, the chart itself, you can see we've had that nice breakout at 549, making new highs now. We've got the Fibonacci snap tool, which is connected to the new high here on that 6-month time frame. So some new support. If we do start to see some retracement right around that 549 is the first place to look. We really held up nicely around that 542 number. NASDAQ 100 also really skyrocketing here, making new highs. Again, technology and AI, that is still a major component in what's driving the stock market, as well as we're seeing inflation and interest rates that hasn't gone away. TLT continued to have a nice move yesterday. It's been working on this little uptrend right here, and still showing some strength, which means that as bonds are going higher, interest rates are dropping, and that's ultimately what the market wants to see right here. Seeing that, the same story in short-term bonds. SHY continuing that move higher. If we can get back up above that 81, that's a pretty significant reversal. If we have that massive gap lower here and we ultimately retrace all of that, that's going to show significant demand right here in short-term treasury, or short-term treasuries, which is what we want to see. One of the other indicators that we don't talk about much is this bond yield curve, which is the real big perspective in terms of interest rates. And we know that we have this inverted yield curve when we have this 2-year bond and the 10-year bond. When the 2-year bond is paying more than the 10-year bond, that's an inverted yield curve, and that typically needs to correct itself, and that's the part of the process that is unfolding still with interest rates and the Fed and inflation. We've got really those things, as well as AI, that are controlling the narrative currently. We're seeing slight improvement in sectors. Yesterday, we got a couple more that bumped back up into that hold range. So we're seeing just a slight bit of strength right now, and continuing to see that work towards all sectors in the economy. Commodities, we're seeing nice continuation here on silver, a little bottoming tail bar right there at support. Gold also is continuing its move here. A little retracement yesterday. We'll see if we do find some support here in gold and get moved back up to where it was yesterday. Some of the other metals that are creeping back up in there, you've got copper, which is also showing some strength, and USO, which we didn't talk about yet. That's also in that upper range, pulling back. It's got a lot of support areas here in this $79 range for USO. If we take a look at some muscle stocks for today, seeing biotech, DNTH, not quite in that upper momentum zone yet. If you can get a follow-through day and get up above those levels, that's certainly going to be one to watch. And also seeing NVIDIA pop back in here. It's had some consolidation in this range. It may start to build some momentum once again. Also seeing SMCI, which had been a big high flyer here back last year, had that big run up. It's been consolidating now for most of the last 3 or 4 months. So take a look at that new buy list. Also seeing, Pulse Biosciences, big massive move on big volume. There's some good looking names in there to consider today. That'll do it for today's update. Everyone have a fantastic day today.